Welcome to High School Game Day, brought to you by PNN. I'm Namath Pitts, Kentrez Hunt, and Justin Berry. And guys, week 0 is officially in the books. We've got week 1 today. We're going to talk all the best high school football games, predictions, talk about what took place last week in week 0, and all that more. So again, we said last Thursday was a special Thursday edition. Well, actually, every week is now going to be on Thursday. So every week is going to be, I guess, a special Thursday edition, as they would call it, compared to the regular college game day. So again, tomorrow night, week 1, some teams, they played jamborees last week, some teams official games. So we talked about our 10 predictions last week. We're going to talk about how we all did. We're going to talk about this week's games, and we're even going to have our first ever power polls. But the way power polls works, it doesn't go off who we think's the best 10 teams in the area. It goes off how we think each team played last Friday. So for example, if Wellborn scored 55 points against Oak Grove and I thought that Wellborn's performance was better than any other teams in the counties on that Friday night, I would put Wellborn at 1. And because if we was doing period, then you're looking at Piedmont, Oxford teams, then Wellborn doesn't get the opportunity to play. So again, guys, just quick thoughts. Tell me one thing that stuck out to you last Friday night.
You talking about our game?
No, just any game in the county. What's one thing that stuck out to you that you saw Friday night?
I don't really know. I think the Thursday game, Talladega looked really good. Even though they lost, they looked really good.
Okay.
I seen a lot of athletic guys out there.
Talladega, he's going Talladega. What about you?
I got a few on that stuck out. Like White Plains, big victory over Vincent looked good, and who else? Shamar Spinks' rushing performance looked good.
Absolutely. I got to tell you what really stuck out with me, guys, was one that we all missed. That was Fayetteville and Woodland. Woodland went out there and beat the crap out of Fayetteville. And none of us got that pick right, and I will take the full blame for that because these guys knew absolutely nothing about that game. And I really thought that Fayetteville was going to win, and they didn't. So that's something that stuck out to me was when I saw that scoreboard and it said that Woodland was victorious 27-0 over Fayetteville. I was completely shocked. But guys, let's go out to Talladega Stadium. Last Thursday night, we was out at Talladega. Talladega hosting Alexandria. We get there, guys, kick off. Nigel Scales looked unbelievable at quarterback. Young talent for Talladega. Alexandria really got dominated this whole game, came back at the very end and won it. What was something that stuck out about that game to you guys?
Like I said, man, Talladega looked really good. I did not expect them to look that good against Alexandria. I really expected Alexandria to score a lot more points and their defense to hold up a lot more. I mean, they only scored 14 points. The defense was good, but, I still felt like that Talladega really showed them that, they're a better team than what they were going into.
Okay.
Yeah, reflecting on what Kentrez said, Talladega did look good, and sophomore quarterback Nigel Scales surprised me too.
I got to tell you, for a team that lost, they looked daggum good, and we're going to talk a whole lot more about Talladega today. The next one's White Plains at Vincent. We're going to keep these short and sweet where we can move through these and get to the prediction, but White Plains big over Vincent. All right, this next one is Weaver Bearcats, Cleveland County Tigers. Weaver, straight victorious. Shamar Spinks, you talked about Shamar Spinks, over 250 yards rushing. Great performance. Weaver's off this Friday, and they get Wellborn out of Bill Bryan Stadium next week. So guys, anything you want to touch up on that? Nothing at all. What about Jayville and JB Pennington going on the road, getting a huge win? It was huge for Coach Clint Smith's team out of Jacksonville.
Yeah, that quarterback had over 200 passing yards I've seen, so that's good for him to be coming in and starting first game.
Absolutely.
Not a lot of teams in high school do pass, at the level that they are at. But, that's good what you just said. I didn't even know that they got that many passing yards. So
Man, how about Rontarius Wiggins? That kid, he did all that hype level. It didn't show Friday nights. Maybe he can get that going in the big trash Jayville, trash Alexandria week they got going out there. Next one's Oxford Yellow Jackets in Mumford. It was simple, 28-0 shutout, double-digit win. We all got that one pretty much done. But I got to tell you, Mumford, I heard, put up a fight. I was surprised that it was only 28-0. Asheville at Ragland, it was a defensive battle down there, hammer down. That's exactly what Asheville did. Woodland, like we said, upset all of us and beat Fayetteville. They smothered Fayetteville. Sachs, they went on the road, played a consistently good Alabama Christian team. They got a win, So we did a little more research on that, guys. We said Alabama Christian was consistently good. They're actually consistently bad, so we apologize for that. I know Kentrez still shaking that one off. Anyway, Lincoln, they had a quiet day, actually. They won 19-8 against Southside, but 4 field goals and 1 touchdown. So all that hype may not be all that hype. We're going to figure out tomorrow night at the Hill. Walter Wellborn, you guys, y'all went out there and put quite the performance against some people would say 500 team out of Oak Grove. Who actually, I don't care what anybody says about Oak Grove. They beat Hueytown in the Jamboree the week before they came to the Hill last week. So Wellborn just put in a dominant performance of a score of 55-13 over Oak Grove. So guys, before we get into our predictions, we're going to do this power polls off last Friday. I purposely had Kentrez and Justin leave out Wellborn on theirs. I do have Wellborn on mine. They purposely leaving out Wellborn on theirs because you guys play for Wellborn. So guys, we're just going to go in off of last week's performance. My number 10 was Alexandria. Utmost respect for Coach Game's team, but I feel like Talladega was the better team. And although they did come out on Talladega 18-14, you'll see Talladega a whole lot higher in my poll and Alexandria at 10. I had to put them at 10. And no disrespect there. Well, I guess I would be throwing disrespect on their name, not giving them the respect. But I just felt like Alexandria may have won, but I still feel like Talladega was the better team. Number 9. I think we all agree on this one pretty much, or me and you, Justin, at least. Asheville, number 9. Asheville had a defensive battle, took down the Purple Devils of Raglan, and it was a good win for the Hammerdown Bulldogs. Who you got number 9?
Asheville.
I got Lincoln number 9. I picked Lincoln number 9 because I think they look good. They're not what they want to be, but I think they're working. Towards that.
Number 8, I'm going with the Weaver Bearcats. We talked about Shamar. He had a big game, over 250 yards rushing, but still, did you see the points that Cleveland County put on them? 35. If you're Sachs, you've got to be a little worried with Cleveland County coming into the house tomorrow night.
Number 8, I got Mumford. Why did I choose Mumford? I mean, they lost 28-0, but at the end of the day, I think a lot of people expect the score to be a lot bigger than that. So I think they put up a fight. And, I think their defense is gonna look better when when they get all their players. So I got Mumford.
At my number 8, I put Talladega. Even though name likes Talladega a lot, I just think that they lost the game, so they don't deserve to be as high on my polls compared to other teams. Okay.
Number 7 is Jayville. Jayville struggled a little bit early against, actually they jumped out early on JV Pennington, but they let them roar back. So that's something that Rontarius Wiggin, he's going to have, instead of using that motorboat, he's going to have to get things going.
I got number 7. I got number 7 for White Plains. I got them low. They won the game, but at the end of the day, who did they play? You know what I'm saying? They played Vincent. I don't think that was a very good team. They put up points, they won the game, but at the end of the day, the competition.
It's based off performance.
Yeah, it's based off their performance.
They played Vincent. They played good. They played good. They played Vincent.
All right.
And my number 7,
Shannon.
My number 7, I have Cleveland County. They had a good offensive game against Weaver, but they also lost too, so they don't deserve to be as high.
Well, guys, I got a little bit of confusion on my paper because my number 6 is Oxford and my number 3 is Oxford. So we're going to throw one out of the hat right here. My number 6 is Lincoln right here. Lincoln, their kicker is something else. 3-star commit at least.
For my number 6, I got Talladega. Why do I have Talladega? They just look really, really good. That's all I really got to say.
I like it. Really Talladega number 6.
My number 6, I have White Plains. 49 points is a lot of points. And they came out with the victory, so I think they deserve to be that high.
My number 5 is White Plains. We talked about White Plains, such a dominant game on the road and got to win. I've got to have White Plains at number 5.
I got Alexandria for number 5. They just look good. I mean, they look good too against Talladega. Talladega was a good team. I think they performed really well.
Number 5, right? Yeah. My number 5, I have Jayville coming in at number 5. They had a good game against JV Pennington, and I would have put them lower, but they did win, and now they got a tougher game against Alexandria coming up, so expect them to end up lower next week.
All right, well, number 4, guys, Talladega. They lost 18-14, but like I said, I'm high on that kid Nigel Scales right now. That guy is something else.
Number 4, I got JVL. I just heard about what Justin said. They pass really well. I think that's essential when you're a high school team. You're able to do that. So I got JVL.
My number 4, I got Alexandria. Even though they didn't put out quite the performance they wanted to, but this week I feel like they gonna put up many points against JVL secondary.
Number 3 is the Oxford Yellow Jackets. Like I said, I've got Oxford where I've got Oxford because they didn't do what a lot of people that thought they were going to do. And that's 40-piece them. Great performance by Mumford, not defensively wise, I guess. Great effort, E for effort for everyone. They hung in there, didn't give up 40 runs or whatever. and Ty Smith Lindsay has a hard game tomorrow night on the road.
I got Weaver. Their defense didn't do what I expected it to do, but at the end of the day, man, their offense, their offensive powerhouse. To be able to get that many rushing yards, I think they perform very well. So I got Weaver in number 3.
Saxon, my number 3 team. They put up a good performance this week, so I feel like they deserve to get this time.
All right, number 2. I'm going with Saxon, number 2. Great performance on the road at Alabama Christian, team that's consistently playing football. Number 2, good dress.
I'm going to have to agree with Lamy. This is something that we actually agree on. Sax, they look really, really good. This is just a team that's good all around on defense and offense. And I think they did really good.
My number 2, I have Weaver. Their offense is just too good. It's going to be hard to stop Weaver.
That's blasphemous.
What about the defense?
That's blasphemous.
What about the defense?
Okay,
D wins games. Defense wins games. You can't,
they can score whenever they want to.
Okay,
but can you stop another team from scoring?
Right.
They can slow them down.
Can you stop that 2-point conversion?
All they have to do is slow them
They ain't
down.
got no defense. That ain't gonna look.
Justin, since you're high on this Weaver boat right now, tell me who's your number 1.
Oxford.
Why?
It's Oxford.
Why?
Look who they have.
Who do they have?
They have an LSU committed linebacker. Then they have another linebacker, Keon Funby, who is great on defense. Probably the best player on their team. Great. And then on offense, they have Titus, like you said. They have Trey Higgins. They got Zay Britt. And now they got Rockefeller. And he had over 100 receiving yards against Mumford.
I'm sorry, man. I'm not agree with.
What?
I agree with Justin, man.
Right.
Off of last Friday's, we're talking last Friday's performance.
Man.
We're not talking in general, because we're talking in general. Oxford's number 1 on my polls as well. But we're talking off of last Friday's game. I don't feel like they deserve the number 1 spot.
And we're talking about last Friday. I'm agree too. It's not all about points, It's not all about who scored the most points.
And they did it against Mumford.
It's about
Mumford
competition.
is a tough team.
Mumford
is a tough team.
Mumford
is a tough team.
They didn't even have one of their best.
Mumford without Zabret.
Okay, they have Parnell Mitchell on defense.
Well, look what their defense.
My number 1's Wellborn. You guys scored 55 points on Oak Grove, a team that beat Hueytown in a jamboree, a team that is 500. I feel like nobody's giving you the respect that you deserve. And I feel like a win over Lincoln would have a momentum shifting into Weaver. I'm going Wellborn number 1. I'm not saying that I disagree with your Oxford pick. I'm just saying we're going off of last Friday's performance. And last Friday's performance, I don't feel like they're the number 1 team.
I ain't gonna disagree with
I ain't gonna disagree with you.
We're going to move on to our predictions tomorrow night. Week 1 of high school football kicks underway. Week 0 last week. We talked about it. Guys, White Plains out at the Creek Bank. And I got to tell you guys, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet right here. Ohatchee victorious in a jamboree against one of the top teams in 3A, title the top team in 2A. But I do think that hype is overrated. But I'm going to go with them over White Plains in the meantime.
Oh man, this is a really, really tough game. I don't really know who to pick. Both teams do really well, but I'm about to go Ohatchee. They got home field advantage, and I think they're just a good team all around.
Same with me. I'm going with Ohatchee. It is going to be a tough one. I don't see them beating White Plains by more than 14 points, but Ohatchee with the victory.
As y'all can hear, the birds are chirping today in the back. Talladega and Mumford, this is one I think's not going to be a game. Like we picked Oxford by double digits. I'm going with Talladega by double digits. I saw what Nigel Scales was made of, and I'm going with Talladega.
You're going to Talladega double digits?
Double digits.
I think you're a little obsessed with Talladega after that game.
They looked good, kid.
Talladega, man, they look really, really good, but this is Mumford.
A team that lost 28-0. They are down.
Oxford.
Tyrell, Ty Pone, whoever he is, he's going to have to get something going Friday night because Nigel Scales look freaking good. But I will say, if Talladega stays in the locker room like they did last Friday night at halftime, Mumford will come out and win.
This is a hard game. This is a hard game as well. But since they want to go with Talladega, man, I'm going Mumford. I really like Mumford, and I think a lot of people are now, I think a lot of people are down on them just because they lost that game. It's Oxford. They're a very, very good team. For what they did, I think they're a good team as well. I think that was just a little bit out of their league. I'm going Mumford.
I'm going Mumford also. Oxford is on a whole other level of high school football too.
All right, I'll be waiting on I'll be waiting on mine after y'all get the dub tomorrow night. I'll be waiting on y'all to come say, hey, did you hear about Talladega beating Mumford? We knew you was right. Jacksonville on the road at Alexandria. It's such a big rivalry. Always, I saw where Wednesday, Alexandria students showed up at Jacksonville school with And I don't know what that was all about, but all I know is I'm going with Jayville over Alexandria.
Romeo, I'm sorry. I got Jezebel, man. You know,
Okay.
Alexandria, man, they didn't look as good. You know, Talladega was really good, but you know, Alexandria, you know, they was dropping a lot of passes for real, man.
Yes.
They was dropping a lot of
They
passes.
barely passed
I was
the
so
ball.
What I'm saying, when you pass the ball, you gotta catch it, man.
I was so high on
And
Alexandria.
that's because they had a pass rush.
I had
You can't throw
Alexandria.
an accurate pass with a pass rush.
I'll give them a break. It was the first game of the season, but at the end of the day, I expected a lot more from Alexandria. They was gonna be one of my top teams this season. I'm just going with Jacksonville, man.
I'm going with Alexandria.
Of course.
When was the last time y'all actually seen JVL beat Alexandria?
Last year.
What was the score last year?
Like bad.
Who way was it?
Huh? Jacksonville's.
Somebody need to help this man.
No, I'm
and
just
show
kidding.
him
I
the
don't really
story.
know what I that's
Last year, JVL got dubbed really bad, and I see it happening again
That's
this year.
last year though.
We're told last year. You think
They talking about this is a new year.
Bro, after last week's
Same
performance against Oak Grove, ain't nobody caring about what we did last year. We focused on this year.
Okay, you're right, but
Sacks in Cleveland County. Cleveland County went out the Bill Bryan Stadium. The Bearcats. Shamar Stiggs over 250 yards rushing. But Cleveland County, there's no D out of Bill Bryan Stadium. Cleveland County put up 35. Can they do the same against Sacks? Absolutely not. Best D in Class 3 Sacks wins this one easy.
I'm about to agree with him, man. Like I said, they look good all around. You know, offensive, defensively. You know, on the line, running backs, wide receivers, and you know, for that reason, I'm gonna go with Sacks.
You actually want to pick on this one?
I'm gonna pick. Last week's game made it hard for me to tell which team is actually going to win because both teams are real good. But I think I'm gonna have to go with Sacks just because
Because Cleveland County let you down.
they didn't let me down.
They did let you
The
down.
defense let me down.
So Weaver's
The offense can score against Sacks, but Sacks has more backs and more rotation, so they can stay fresh all game long. I don't know if Cleveland County can do the same. So I got Sacks.
Oxford Yellow Jackets on the road at Gadsden City. I don't care what you think about this game. This game is going to be a game. And I don't care if you're a Yellow Jacket fan or a Titans fan. This is going to be a game. Guys, actually interviewed Ty this last Monday, or this previous Monday on my personal show. And then I got a friend named Sam Jaggers that plays for Gadsden City. What Gadsden City did against Etowah was great. Great performance. Almost beat Etowah, who's ranked in the top 3. Oxford struggled. Beat Mumford 28-0. Y'all already know where I'm going with this one. Oxford beats Gadsden City by 7 points. Close game.
I got Oxford too. You know, Oxford just look really good, and the athletes that they have, you know, that are so prepared for the next level. I've never seen a high school that's able to do that as much as them. You know, so I'm about to go with Oxford. They're a powerhouse.
I'm going with Oxford too. I feel like going into Gadsden City, it's gonna be a hyped environment, and when you put Oxford in games like that, most of the time they're gonna win.
This next one is Springfield, Asheville. Hammer down. I'm going with Asheville. Stop it. Springfield, Asheville. This one's going to be a good one out there, but I've got to go with Springfield. As much as I liked Asheville's hammer down against the Purple Devils last week, I don't think they can get the job done against the team Springfield that lost to Hayden. So they're looking for a momentum shift.
Asheville. That's all I'm going to say.
See, I don't know nothing about these teams. And last
Because of
time
course you don't,
I
Justin.
don't either.
last time I agreed with naming.
Well, here, I'll help you out.
I'm
I'll
going to
help you out.
disagree with him.
Here,
just because he says
I'm
Springfield.
disagreeing
Here,
regardless.
shh, y'all be quiet. Y'all listen. I'll help both of you out on this one. I know I let you down on Fable. But Piedmont at Addison, I think this is a game that we both know is going to be quick and sweet. I'm going with the Bulldogs of Piedmont.
Yeah, Piedmont Bulldogs, you know.
Piedmont Bulldogs.
Not a sold guy at Randolph County. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. Randolph County big.
Y'all Randolph County winning big too, you know, just because their run game, you know, they got really balanced running backs, so you know I'm going Randolph County.
I'm going Randolph County also just because of the fact that I've never heard of this team and I can't even pronounce the name of it. I got Randolph County.
Anniston and Montgomery Catholic. We're talking Anniston, a team that has a lot of things taking place right now. I've seen it personally, and according to one of their players, undefeated. And I'll help them out and give them one win over Montgomery Catholic.
I think Anderson, you know, I think they just got a fresh start, you know, with that head coach not being the head coach anymore, you know,
Bullock?
yeah, Coach Bullock.
Now Rico White, man.
Yeah. And I feel, you know, they just got a fresh start. You know, I think they're just mentally ready. You know,
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I think they're ready to play. You know, they really have their mindset on undefeated. So, you know, I got Anderson.
I got Anderson also just because of the hype they had this offseason, and I know they're ready to play.
Also, according to one of their players, well, it's a school, and it's a school that's on a mission, and that's to beat Montgomery Catholic tomorrow night. This next one is our game of the week. You guys, I'm not going to have you guys go into detail on this one where you can personally, mentally, and physically get ready for tomorrow night on the hill. Lincoln Golden Bears at Walter Webber Panthers. Two teams coming off two big wins. Wellborn 55, Oak Grove 13, Lincoln 19, Southside 8. So, but when it really comes down to this one, I think it's going to come down to can Wellborn A stop the passing game of Lincoln, and B can Lincoln stop the athleticism of the backfield of Wellborn. And I got to tell you, as long as Lincoln doesn't get past the 50 and field goals don't get kicked, Wellborn wins this one big, or else we might have a game in our hands. But really, Coach Smith's team looked good. I think they've got a really good thing going for them out at Wellborn right now. Or here, I go to school Wellborn. Anyway, I'm going with Wellborn. This one though is going to be a game that I think is going to be a little bit more than people are expecting. I'm going Wellborn 27, Lincoln 3. So that's all I got for our game of the week. Thank you for listening to High School Game Day, brought to you by PNN.